Welcome back into a second round edition of Tavern Takes. We're not technically in the second round yet, but bless
God
you,
bless.
Riker.
God bless you.
We're not technically in the second round yet, as there's 3 games going on right now, but we figured we can podcast. It's time to talk about the first round. I'm Josh. I'm here with Sawyer and Riker. And we're here to recap the first round. So let's get to it, Sawyer. First and foremost, I'm going to start with our record through the first round thus far from our picks from the other day. So you and Cole, as of right now, with these games not going final yet, are 18 and 11. The both of you are. And I am 20 and 9.
Oh,
So
our king,
I guess I know ball a little bit. But
Josh knows ball.
here's the thing though. I did pick a sleeper upset in Cal Baptist, and they're currently down 24. So that's not looking great.
That was a bold pick, but you gotta be wrong.
You gotta be bold.
right?
You gotta be bold somewhere, you know.
I mean,
but yeah,
honestly, on the way home, Riker was telling me he said Josh knows ball, and
hey,
I said I don't know if that's true,
hey,
but
Riker,
numbers back him up, so he's always right.
Riker, just always remember that, buddy. Okay, always remember who the real person in this family who knows ball is. You know. But so anyway, I'm up 2 on you guys currently, but like I said, this Cal Baptist game could go very wrong. And then I think we're all aligned with the rest of them. So I got Mizzou, you got Mizzou, Cole has Miami,
Okay.
and then we all have UConn. You guys have Kansas.
Oh, you're a Cal Baptist guy. That's right. That's where we're getting.
Yeah.
We're getting a point back there.
So you guys are getting a point back there, but then we're all aligned otherwise. So
that's pretty good though. We're all doing pretty well.
We're all in the vicinity of gonna be within pretty much 1 to 2 games.
And honestly, can I make a statement here?
Yeah.
All right. I picked Queens, New York over Purdue.
That was
under the guys that I thought they were from New York.
And they're not even from New York.
Yeah. They're a North Carolina team.
Yep.
I feel like I should get that pick back.
I don't know, but because it's just not how it works. But
all right, fine.
I will digress and say that I was definitely under the assumption that it was Queens, New York as well. So
nope, nobody in the production room corrected me, and that's
didn't know.
we got to blame the Tavern Takes producers.
Yep, we do. They definitely have to hold accountability for them.
Usually when I'm going rogue, somebody tells me I'm going rogue.
Yeah.
Nobody warned me.
There definitely needs to be some hand up accountability in the production room.
We gotta get that's Riker's got to get on his job. He did it.
Riker, I'm gonna leave that. I'm gonna task that to you, buddy. Okay.
That one's on Riker.
Yeah, we're gonna task that one to you, buddy.
But that being said, now Nigel James Jr. is back at Marquette. So is Adrian Stevens. So is Royce Parham. Marquette next year, this time, we're going to be talking about Marquette.
I have an unfortunate comment to make, but we'll save it for.
Let's get into it.
We'll save it for when the trash talk's going to happen. So, but hold on to that. All
right, we'll put a pin in it.
So, first to kick off the tournament, TCU Ohio State. Good game to start.
Excellent game.
I know I'm dipping into the second round here, but TCU can play against Duke, I think. TCU looked good. I think we all had Ohio State. You had TCU. I apologize.
I was the only one.
You did have TCU. This was an awesome game. 6-6, 64. What a way to kick off the tournament with just close game. All I got to say. But like I said, I think this TCU team's pretty legit.
Hey, say what you want about the NCAA. They usually nail this first game. They do a really good job of picking the first game. and they did another great job this year. They gave us an awesome game. And I like I said, Ohio State, they're playing good ball as of late, but I didn't feel that they were a great overall team. Um, and I think we saw that in this game. They came back late, but TCU was the better team. The right team won, and yeah, we'll see if they can make a run.
Tough task against Duke last round.
Yeah, tough task for sure, but a good enough team where at least I don't think they get blown up.
I think they can make them sweat. That's for
Yeah,
sure.
right.
So, um, let's move on to Troy, Nebraska. Nebraska gets their first NCAA win ever. I had Troy in this one mainly because of that. I know you did
Okay.
too. Actually, Cole was the only one that had Nebraska on this one. Um, ah, yeah, that's just bad pick.
Yeah, no, they dominated that game from the word go. They
Yeah,
kicked
and
their
you know
ass.
what? That's what they had to do. Good for them.
Yeah,
I mean,
absolutely. Fred Hoiberg had them fired up and ready to go, and they kicked the shit out of them.
yep,
So
yep,
good for Nebraska. I'm happy for Nebraska getting their first win.
correct. Me too. Yeah, me too. Um, Louisville, South Florida. Louisville 83, South Florida 79. Another good one, 4-point game. Honestly thought South Florida was going to take this one.
So that
I never thought Louisville was the better team in this one, but I thought South Florida's offense was going to be too much for Louisville, but hey, they hung out. They took the dub, and I still think the ACC sucks though.
I'm right with you. I kind of tend to believe South Florida was the better team, but Louisville got off to a big lead. They did a good job of holding on to it. They turned the ball over 26 times and still won the game.
Jeez, I didn't even realize
That's
that.
that's
That's
incredible.
crazy.
But as a coach, from a coaching perspective, South Florida's run and jump press, I'm carbon copying that. I'm applying that
There
to
you go.
everything I do. To everything I do. I think South Florida did a great job in this game, but they just dug themselves too big of a hole early, and they could
Yep.
never quite come back from it. The whole game, South Florida was chasing their tail. I felt like they were the better team the whole game, but when you get down 20, you can't expect to win a game. So
Right.
good for Louisville getting it done.
Um, let's rip the band-aid off here. Probably one that we're going to spend a little bit more time on, but High Point, Wisconsin. High Point 83, Wisconsin
Mm,
82. Um, tough one.
mm,
Tough one.
mm.
Tough one. Coming from the Wisconsin fan, this was a tough one to swallow because this was probably the most fun Wisconsin team that we've had in a while. I mean, like the years have been fun, but like this was the most fun, I would say, beating some big teams in the.
Won a lot of big games. Won a lot of big games.
But you definitely thought that this was maybe the year that you get over the hump into the second weekend, and here we are, home right away again. And not only do we, I think this is the thing that annoys me the most. You can never just lose. You just can't get your ass kicked. Like it's always got to be a heartbreaking fashion loss, and that just sucks. It just sucks. I'm over it. Honestly, I'm over it. But um, my wife opened up a new can of wounds. Woke up this morning and found out that she applied to Marquette. So I don't know. I'm not going to sit here and say I'm a Marquette fan, but if she gets the job, I can't root for their failure because it's going to be a
Well,
detriment to my
well, Jo-
financial situation.
well, Josh, I'll tell you, I think it would be a good time to jump ship because I think the Marquette future is very bright. But breaking down this individual game, High Point played some of the worst defense I've ever seen. Like Wisconsin was straight line driving to the basket and getting layups over and over and over again. I think late in the second half, like under the 10-minute mark, we saw this game going back and forth, and there was zero defensive
Oh,
resistance
dude.
from High Point. They
Yeah.
played some of the worst defense I've ever seen. Literally, they couldn't guard a chair. Like High Point is Arkansas is going to beat High Point by 20 plus.
I
I
agree.
guarantee you that.
I
I
agree.
guarantee you that because they play zero defense.
Yeah.
But I mean, I get it came down to Chase Johnston, a guy I warned the tavern takes people about. Johnston he can throw it in the bucket. It was a half court shot from the logo, right?
Yeah.
It was just inside a half court. They were down 8 with 4 minutes left. That wasn't even a desperation shot. He just chucked that one in the bucket almost one-handed. It was a wild shot.
I gotta say, I blame myself. I'm gonna say to any Wisconsin fan, I blame myself because I was listening to the game mostly on the radio, aka also had the NCAA March Madness app on my phone, and I was watching it while I was driving for work. Not safe, I know that. But we were up 10 with like 2 minutes to go, and that's when I got home and I turned it on the TV. And that's I literally, I'm not even kidding. So I went from my door to my office to set my stuff down, turned on my computer quick because I was gonna work from home the rest of the time, kind of watch the game, work from home kind of thing. And I came back out of my office and they were up 2. And I'm like, what just happened in like this minute stretch that I just
Chase Johnston happened, which I warned you might happen.
so I blame myself. I should have stayed in my car. Yeah, just a tough one.
Can't be comfortable in March.
No.
But hey, credit to High Point. Nobody would play them all year round. They won 30 games. They won 30 regular season games, and you want to give them a 12 seed, they might win. That's I mean, if anything, if I'm a Wisconsin fan, like if I'm you, I'm saying, why did we have to play that team? That should have been a 10 seed. That's what I'm saying.
I mean, I guess, but also I'm also on the fence of like
they played the worst defense ever, and you should have just won.
You shouldn't lose this game. Like that's just playing. I don't know. It's this is like this. This was a team this year that woke up during big games and didn't wake up during games that didn't necessarily like lower contested teams, right? Like some of these losses that we had this year, like the USC debacle at home, like the Oregon game, like stuff like that. Teams that you should be better than, and then you lost to. But then you go on and you beat Michigan and you beat Illinois and you beat Purdue. And like this is a team you shouldn't lose to, but it's almost like Greg Gard needed to convince the guys that this was like the second ranked team in the league or in the country because it just seems like we do play down to our competition. And that's frustrating. That's very frustrating.
Yeah, I can see where you get there. And back to the point I was making during our selection show pod, like everybody got loose on Greg Gard in terms of a fire Greg Gard standpoint because they started scoring a bunch of points. But the results haven't been different at all. Is Greg Gard on the hot seat?
I don't know. Like I honestly don't know the answer to that. I don't.
Because nothing different has happened in terms of results. They just changed the way they played.
Like, here's my best answer that I can give you, I think, is because to me, I don't know. I don't even know where I'm at with that yet. Honestly, I don't. Like, I'm in a weird middle point of I don't know who you get that's better right now, but I also like something also needs to change, and like culture needs to change. Something needs. I don't know what it is, but so my stance on this is like it's just like where do you go from here? Like what's gonna be that change? If it's Gard still at the helm, but then you bring other coaches in that are just gonna help. I don't know, but like we did that this year. We brought a lot of like ex-Badgers back and
very new coaching staff this year.
Yeah, and Brad
maybe a big part of it.
Yeah,
a guy who's been hanging around Wisconsin basketball. I've seen him a few times this year, and I don't really know what he makes $120,000 a year to do, because it doesn't seem like he makes $120,000 a year to coach.
Mr. Brad Davison, is that who you're talking about?
Yeah, I think he gets paid $120,000 a year to kind of hang out, and that's tax.
And he might.
Is he coaching? Doesn't seem like it.
I don't know.
He's at a lot of high school games though, so shout out Brad Davis.
I
Even
will.
though he's a Minnesota guy and he doesn't care about Wisconsin basketball, but whatever, you know.
I will say, like, in the last, like, 2 years or so, like, Greg Gard he's been getting better in the NIL. He is adjusting in the NIL game a little more, which is it's nice to see, but it's also like when you get here, the flip just switches off, and I don't know what. Like, is it coaching? Is it just the guys you have? Like, what is it? Like, and then at some point, though, you do have to point to the coach. And
Right.
it's a
And
start at the top thing. And I, I don't know, man. It's like I'm a Bucks fan right now, and like I blame Doc Rivers for a lot of things, right? Like, and maybe I might be talking myself in a circle in the sense of like I blame Doc for a lot, but then I can't sit here and say, but I don't blame Guard. Like it starts at the top, and I'm gonna have to blame Guard. So
see, I think that's an excellent point because like the way I look at Greg Gard, like as a coach myself, I think Greg Gard is an excellent X's and O's coach. I really do think Greg Gard is really good. Like I really think Greg Gard knows his stuff. He gets his players to buy in. He wants to run a system, and he does an excellent job at like getting players to do what he wants them to do. And I don't think he's like necessarily the problem. I
right,
just think it's kind of run amok and you're kind of like in
yeah,
quicksand where you're doing the same thing over and over and over again. And I know Greg Gard has switched like who he is,
hmm
but but the results are the same, and I think that's probably the problem. And we're like, can you really do the same thing again next year? Can you?
yeah,
That's my question to Badger fans.
and that's
No, I
and
think
that's
Greg Gard is a good coach. Let me say that.
yeah, yeah,
X's
no,
and O's wise, he's awesome.
and that's where I sit here and say I don't know what the answer is. Like I just don't. I can't sit here and confidently say we're gonna get better without him, but I can't say it's not worth trying something else either.
Right.
Like
It's where like
I don't know.
I think you're stuck in a spot where like the next guy you bring in could easily be way worse. Like
Right,
it's probably more likely that the next guy's worse than he is better because
right,
I think Greg
exactly.
Gard is that good of a coach, but at the same time, like you've reached your ceiling with him.
Yeah, right. Um, but yeah, I mean it was a tough one yesterday. I still got a little skin in the game. I got some mild fandom in the Vols. It's not the same, but I still got a little bit of mild fandom in there. So I'll cheer for them the rest of the way. But
But
tough.
if you're a Tavern Takes guy and you listen to what Sawyer Huff says, all you heard was Chase Johnston, a difference maker. And I called that.
You did. I'll give you your flowers there.
What a guy. First 2-point field goal of the year is a game winner.
That's wild to me.
Come on.
That's so wild.
Come on, Chase Johnston.
That's so wild. All right, let's move on. Duke Siena. Siena had him on the ropes. Siena could have won this game. They could have easily been the third 16 seed to knock off a 1 seed.
Yeah.
This one,
easily could.
this one makes me quite. Okay, first and foremost, I'm just gonna say this: hell of an effort by Siena. Hell of an effort. You had arguably the second best team in the country on the ropes, and hell of an effort. You guys, they should have won. They should have won. This all being said, though, this really makes me question Duke moving forward. This is a Duke issue, I think.
Do you think?
I don't know. No, they're so good though. Like,
See, I kind of think the opposite. I
yeah,
think it was a good test. I think Siena played their best half of ball in that first half. Obviously, they go into halftime up 11. And I'm looking at that game like I'm a 2 TV guy. I got 2 TVs, right?
Yep.
Originally, I was like Duke Siena, I can skip that one. I can go right into the next game. I don't have to worry about that. But then, like, holy shit, they're up 11 and a half. Like, I guess I have to watch this game. And there's a sequence. It's been all over Twitter. but there's a sequence where Siena's up 13. Like they've expanded their lead in the second half, and they're about to make a layup to go up 15, but they miss it, and Duke gets a run out and dunk, and then it's back to 11. And I think if they make that layup, I think they win the game.
They win the game. Yeah.
I think they win. If they're up 15 with 17:30 to play or whatever it ended up being, I think it was 17:34. But if they make that layup, I think they win the game. But just kind of things went wrong for them in the second half, and they only played 5 guys that game. I know they brought a 6th in late, but
wild,
they
dude.
played 5 games. They played 5 guys the whole game.
That's wild to me. I mean, and that's where again I said, I mean, that to me that's just crazy. You got to play like 8 at least, right? But like
7 at the very least, I think.
But that's where I will just say this again, like clap to you guys. You played 5 guys against one of the best teams in the country, and you almost
they were in it until the very end. So I mean, shout out Tavern Takes approves of Siena. I will say that.
Yes, I'm all in on Siena next year.
The better team did win that game, and Jerry McNamara, give him the Syracuse job. He deserves it.
He does, yeah.
He's a Syracuse legend. Give him the job.
Agreed. Moving on, we will now no longer see Ali Khan as Vanderbilt takes down McNeese. And this is probably my sleeper in this tournament. I've been saying it the whole time. I love this Vanderbilt team. I think this Vanderbilt team is ready for a run.
I'm right with you, man.
I really do. I think they look awesome.
I think they're very good.
They're very well-rounded. Play good offense, play good defense. Really good on the line.
Obviously, Florida looked great tonight. They played a bad team, but I think we're gonna get a Florida Vanderbilt rematch, and I'm not so sure Vanderbilt doesn't win that game.
I'm right there with you, buddy. I'm right there with you.
I think Vanderbilt is awesome.
Not much to say from the McNeese side, but more to say for the Vandy side. I just think Vanderbilt is.
I think McNeese played a good game too. If you watch that one, McNeese hit.
I didn't really watch a whole lot, but so you can.
They played well. McNeese is a good team, but Vanderbilt's just way better, and I think they're one of the best teams in the country. And they're gonna win. They're gonna go to the Sweet 16. They're gonna win their next game, and I think them versus Florida is gonna be awesome.
Can I say that I think Vanderbilt should be higher than a 5?
Yeah, you can say that. Absolutely. I would agree with you.
I mean, no more than 3, but definitely not a 5.
Yeah. So 3 or 4 seed would have been a little better.
I think it's safe. Yeah.
Agreed.
Michigan State and the Fighting Tom Izzos, 92-67 over North Dakota State. Not much to say here. Just don't doubt Tom Izzo, March. The guy just knows how to win.
I alluded to it when we talked about our preview. I think North Dakota State was a pretty solid team, but it was a terrible matchup for them.
Right, 100%. I actually think, like, I don't think the score speaks to how good this North Dakota State team is.
Agreed.
Because they were really stout all year long. And
I mean, they were 8th in steals in the country.
Yeah, I didn't even like when I heard that.
Fouls.
When I heard that, I'm like, dang, they get their hands out, dude.
You got to be playing good defense. Too.
Yeah. So, like you said, kudos to them. It's just tough when you draw. When you draw Michigan State, it's just tough. That's tough.
They're not. Michigan State's not the type of team. I know Tom Izzo has been upset in the past, but. Not with this team, not this year.
Yeah.
Too good of a team.
Not much to say on this one. This one you just kind of knew. Arkansas 97, Hawaii 78. This is Hawaii's first time back in the tournament for like 10 years. Arkansas is so good.
Arkansas is very good. The only thing I'll say about this game is I love Arkansas's coach, I forget his name, but he was trying a new strategy where it's zero help defense. It's like we're just going to guard the ball. We don't help defense. We're just going to stay in front of our man, which I think is an interesting strategy if you have a great team full of athletes. But unfortunately, Arkansas is Darius Acuff, and you can't do that to a team who has Darius Acuff, and they beat him up in the first half and coasted the rest of the way.
Yeah. This one was a fun one. VCU North Carolina, VCU 82, North Carolina 78. I'm just gonna say this: North Carolina's social media team blew that game.
Why is that?
Did you see when they were up 19? Keep in mind for the listeners, North Carolina had a 19-point lead in the second half,
That they
and
did.
they blew it. And this was like the third largest comeback in NCAA tournament history, I think. Yep. North Carolina's Twitter team, X team, whatever you want to call it, tweeted "We up 19" with 10 minutes to go, and that's when the debacle started happening.
I didn't see that. I wasn't aware of that.
Yeah. I don't even know if it's up anymore, but
it was. I'll say when they were up 18 before they even got up 19, I was ready to count it as a win on my bracket.
Yeah. So you might want to. Anybody who did pick North Carolina, blame the social media department. That's their loss.
Shout out to Seth Trimble on an outstanding college career.
Shout out South Trimble, yes.
If Caleb Wilson plays, I think this year ends much differently for North Carolina. I'm not so sure they were a team who couldn't have made a run, but obviously it doesn't end that way. Shout out Seth Trimble. Shout out North Carolina. VCU is the better team.
Agreed. Michigan over Howard. Not much to say.
Michigan dominated. It was a close game at half. They were only up 4.
It was a close game at half, yeah. Texas A&M 63, St. Mary's 50. This one I thought St. Mary's was going to show out a little more. A&M just turned out to be the better team here.
I don't know. Did you watch that game?
I didn't watch much of this game. I'll be honest.
St. Mary's missed like 100. It wasn't 100, obviously, but it felt like 100 wide open threes. They just
really?
They couldn't hit a shot, man. Every time they got it like to about 10, they got a wide open 3 to put it to 7, and they just missed it. They couldn't hit the shots.
Yeah.
And I love the St. Mary's team. St. Mary's only loses one player, and he was like 7th, 8th man. St. Mary's is going to be good next year. They're going to bring back their whole team, and I'm looking forward to St. Mary's next year.
We will find out next year. So, did get a play-in team to win the game. Texas 79, BYU 71. This was a fun one. This one was a fun one. I thought. I mean, DeBanster was awesome.
He got zero help.
He got no help. He was the only guy. He had what, like 36?
35.
35? Yeah.
He was playing by himself.
Yeah. I mean, there was a point with like 2 minutes to go that I thought BYU was gonna turn the table.
They were another team who they had a couple wide open looks for 3 to like pull it within 5, and they just
missed a lot of open shots late, and yeah.
Because everybody on Texas was guarding DeBonsta, and he'd kick it out, and nobody could hit the wide open shot.
DeBonsta's turnover with like 30 seconds to go, though, was a tough one.
When they were down 6.
Yep, that was a tough one. That pretty much sealed it right there. These last games were pretty much just dominations. Illinois over Penn, 105-70. Really wanted to kind of see TJ Power do something, but that, what are you going to do? The only thing I got on this one, I just thought this was kind of funny. You could actually hear the student section on the TV, and it was something like you're going to work for us, or like you're like, we'll be your bosses, or like something like that. But they're like chanting something along the lines of that. Yep. Shout out those Ivy League schools, St. Louis 102, Georgia 71 or 77. St. Louis looked really good.
Holy shit, what an ass whooping that game was.
Dude, I think we all I'm looking to see if we all had Georgia or not. I think, where the hell are they on here?
Did I end up going Georgia on that?
Bear with me. I got Georgia. No, you went St. Louis.
I was gonna say.
Cole and I went. Yeah, Cole and I went Georgia. You're the St. Louis guy here.
I was all in on St. Louis in this game.
They look so good. They are gonna give Michigan a test.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm Michigan, that's the last 9 seed I want to play, and
Yeah.
just the way the pace at which they do things, and like I'm not saying they're an awesome defensive team. They're obviously more offensive than they are defensive, but they play defense at such a pace where they speed you up into a point where like you're not even sure. Like Georgia had no idea what to do, and Mike White is the coach of Georgia. I think Mike White's he's a pretty good coach. Like he's the former Florida coach.
Yeah.
Work out there, but like I think he's a guy who at least knows what he's doing. And like St. Louis just sped them up to a point where they had no chance. Like they talked Georgia into so many turnovers. And like it was, and like I don't think St. Louis has the best athletes in the world.
No.
I think they got some good players. I don't
They
think
just play a
incredible.
super fast brand of basketball.
Like they just make you play their game. And I think kind of the mismatch. I think Dusty May is a really good coach at Michigan. Like, he's probably, if he's not the best coach in college basketball right now, he's a top 5 best coach
for sure.
But and like with Michigan's size, I think that's a wildly interesting game to me.
Yeah, 100%.
Because I think there's a world where St. Louis kind of talks them into playing their pace. And originally, I had Michigan going really far, but after watching both teams play again, I'm
here again. I'm sitting at There's 2 1 seeds right now that I'm looking at that a 9 seed is going to make them sweat, and it's Duke and it's Michigan. And this is another one where I'm looking at this, and Michigan being in the Big Ten, usually a slower pace brand of basketball. It has sped up over the years, but it's still not. It ain't nearly what this St. Louis team does.
Oh, they're fast as fuck.
They're fast, and I'm not sitting here saying Michigan's going to lose, but I am sitting here saying that it might be tight at the under 4.
Like if that game goes into halftime and it's like 46-44, something like that, I want St. Louis in a game like that.
Me too. I think me too.
Now, the other side of it, if Michigan's up 30-26, then I'm like, okay, Michigan might win this game by 20.
Yeah, right. Yep, I'm with you.
It's just that type of style. The contrasting styles of the NCAA tournament. That's why I love it so much.
I know. It truly is the best. No real surprise here. Houston 78, Idaho 47. Idaho had maybe a first fun 4 minutes, but then outside of that is when Houston just started really running away with it.
We've talked about this 2-3 years in a row.
Houston just
they don't lose games like this. They just beat you up.
Yeah. And then to wrap up the Thursday games, Gonzaga 73, Kennesaw State 64. This one I went to bed on, so I don't know much to say outside of it was closer than I thought.
Kennesaw muscled their way into the game. They had a couple big forwards, not in height but in strength, and they stuck around with muscle. But ultimately, Gonzaga was the better team.
Yeah. Let's move on to today's games. So arguably, no, not even arguably, the best game thus far of the tournament was the first game of today. Kentucky 89, Santa Clara 84. The most, and I think I can confidently say this, the most wild 15 seconds I have ever seen in a college basketball game. That was crazy.
It was coaching malpractice by Herb Sendek to have 3 timeouts in your pocket
and not even use them.
Not get that timeout in time to set your defense.
Yeah.
For people who don't know the rules, there's clips of Herb Sendek calling timeout, right? Once the opposing team has the ball, say you make that shot, even if they grab it out of the net, you can't call a timeout. But it bounces a couple times, and Kentucky grabs it. Herb Sendek doesn't try to call the timeout until the Kentucky inbounder already has it in his hands. So Herb Sendek didn't call the timeout in time. But that is coaching malpractice. As soon as that ball goes through the net, you are calling timeout. You should be calling timeout to set your defense, make them make a half quarter, make them try to chuck it down the court, something like that. Herb Sendek lost that game for Santa Clara. I'm a big Santa Clara guy. I'm a big Herb Sendek guy. I like Herb Sendek, but he lost that game for his team. He did. There's nobody to blame at Santa Clara except for Herb Sendek right now.
I really do believe the best team did not win this game.
Same. I think Santa Clara was a way better team. Mm-hmm. I think Kentucky got a million calls. I didn't want to bring the refs into this. Actually, I did want to bring the refs in. But Kentucky got a million calls in the last 10 minutes of this game to even keep it close. And I like, as a guy who took Santa Clara in all of his brackets, I was losing my mind watching this game. Mm-hmm. But once again, this is the NCAA picking a great first game of the day.
Once again, like you said,
game of the
day. Akron 71, Texas Tech 91. Here again, I pick Akron as a 12 seed. I pick Akron every year on whomever they play. They always seem to fail me, but for some reason, I'm a Zips guy when they are in the tournament. And here again, they fail me. So no surprise there. But yeah, don't got much to say outside of I'm always high on Akron, and I don't know why.
Give me Texas Tech versus just about anyone. I love Texas Tech.
They're great. They're great.
I'm not surprised they won this game even without their best player.
No real surprise here. Don't really need to say much about this one. Arizona 92, Long Island 58. I mean, Arizona is just one of the best teams in the country. There's no way they're losing this game. So that will take us to Virginia Wright State, where Wright State had them really on the ropes up until the last maybe 3 minutes.
Yeah, 3 minutes. Virginia took over. They made a couple shots when Wright State couldn't. But that was a neck and neck game the whole way.
That was a fun one to watch. Iowa State 101 or 108. Sorry, Tennessee State 74. Iowa State not playing with their food here.
It was 39-8 at one point.
Yeah. This was one of those where like I was watching the Virginia Wright State game, before that went final, and then like when this one was tipping off, and it's just one of those where like you see the score in your corner and you're like, holy shit. Like I know Tennessee State, like, really kind of nothing to Iowa State, but holy cow, did they just jump out on them fast?
The big story there is was it Jefferson rolling his ankle there.
Jefferson, yeah. That's going to be a tough one if he can't go. He's not going in round 2 for sure.
I think they can beat Kentucky regardless, but
so do I.
But moving forward, it'll be interesting to see if he can play next week. That they're going to need him to play next week.
Yeah, they're going to need him. Yeah.
So that's probably Tennessee they're looking at, right? It's Tennessee, Virginia. Yep. I think Tennessee wins that game. So I think they're looking at Tennessee.
Yep. So just something to keep an eye on. We'll see, how that progresses throughout the rest of this week or so. Not much of a shock here. Bama 90, Hoofstra 70. I know Hoofstra was kind of keeping it around.
They hung around. I think.
I don't know if this 20-point lead tells the story.
Agreed.
Because
Amari Allen got hot. Shout out to Amari Allen.
Yeah, I was going to say they were in that game quite deep into the second half too. It's just Alabama just they just started turning it on. So
that's what Alabama does to teams, though. Like you think you have a chance, and then they hit like 5 3-pointers like that.
Yeah,
and you're like, oh shit, we're down 12. How did that happen?
This one where I got right, you guys got wrong. Utah State over Villanova. Another fun one. This was
a good game.
Very close, very interesting down the stretch. Utah State gets their first win in a while too, didn't they? This is their first
win, yeah.
Yeah. No real surprise here either. Tennessee 78, Miami of Ohio 56. The Vols are now my official team moving forward here.
Why
As
is that?
I'm just moving on to being a Vols fan instead of a Wisconsin fan. Have some Tennessee Vols attire. Gonna be wearing it.
They look good today, though. I
They
think
did.
Miami, Ohio's a pretty solid team, and it was never in doubt.
And like you said too, I know we're jumping in the second round, but I think they're way better than this Virginia team coming up.
I have to agree.
Iowa, Clemson, 67-61 Iowa. This was a fun one down the stretch as well. A lot of people.
I think the score is closer than it was. That game was never in doubt for Iowa.
I agree. Yeah. Iowa pretty much dominated that entire game. Clemson just made it close at the end.
Iowa got up 10 early, and then it basically stayed a 10-point game for the entire game.
Correct. Again, no real surprises. St. John's over UNI. St. John's is really good too. Gotta tip the cap to here, but
are they really good? Are they? I think they're good at physically overwhelming worse teams.
Hey, we're gonna find out real quick.
I don't think that, like, let me say there's some brackets I'm in that I took St. John's over Kansas, but watching St. John's again today, I'm 100% sure Kansas wins that game. That's a Sawyer Huff guarantee. Kansas beats St. John's.
Sawyer Huff guarantee. Another close one. UCLA 75, UCF 71. Here again, I kind of think that the better team lost.
I don't necessarily disagree.
I like UCF. I think they're pretty good. Like,
they're very talented.
Yeah. It doesn't matter because they did lose and UCLA is moving on. But
I think Mick Cronin gets he's probably overly criticized because he's an outspoken type of guy. But I think they got 10 points on baseline out of bounds plays in this game. And that's just Mick Cronin being a good coach. He's a good X's and O's guy.
And we are getting the Mick Cronin Dan Hurley game.
Yeah,
so.
that's a matchup with the Baldies.
Well, actually, I shouldn't say that. yet.
This game is actually close.
I should not say that yet.
It's a 6-point game with 13:30 left for those of you at home.
Purdue 104, Queens, North Carolina 71. Our production team did not correct Sawyer on Queens not being in New York, where we all thought they were in New York. Sawyer took a bold pick on Queens. Didn't turn out very well for him. Actually, turned out really bad for him.
I want that pick back. I'm gonna fight for that pick back. I'm gonna use my time here to say that pick shouldn't count. I didn't know they were from North. Their name is Queens. Why are they not from?
Yeah, why are they? Yeah, I'm with you, brother. I'm with you.
It doesn't make any sense.
Florida, their Prairie View A&M just never had a dog in this fight.
That's the first true like there's been a couple of ass kickings like Nebraska but that game was over immediately.
Yeah. I mean, did you see the only thing that popped out to me on this one? I really didn't watch this one because I knew this was going to be an ass kicking, but the one thing that really stood out to me, I'm like, dude, from the tip, I'm like, Florida is massive compared to these guys.
They're big, man.
Like, there is no way. Yeah.
That's why I'm a Vandy guy, because I think Vandy can match their size.
Agreed.
And I don't know if anybody. I think if Florida beats Vandy, who are they going to lose to?
I know. I agree. Oh,
they got to play Houston in Houston.
Houston would be my only other. Yeah. Yep.
Houston does have some good size.
So we are coming down to the final 45-ish seconds of that Kansas Cal Baptist game, which actually ended up turning out to be a game. We'll see how these kind of go final here as Miami's up 61-54 against Mizzou right now with 5 to go, and Furman is down 52-61 against UConn, and we are about halfway through the second half. So Sawyer, let's do the picks that we know are true here right now. And let's start Who do you have between Duke and TCU?
God, I love TCU. I love Jamie Dixon. I love the way he coaches, but I gotta go Duke here.
As much as our thoughts align on TCU, but I can't do it. I think they are going to make them sweat, though. I really do.
It's a closer game than people think, for sure.
Yes. We're just going to go down the bracket. So, Louisville, Michigan State.
Give me Michigan State. I think easily.
I, again, am aligned with you here. Definitely Michigan State for me as well. Florida, Iowa.
There's a world where Iowa gets hot and makes this interesting, but give me Florida by 20.
Here again, not much. No real disparities right now. I think we're going to be aligned quite a bit in this side of the bracket here. I'm also going Florida. Vanderbilt, Nebraska.
I do think this is a really good game. I think this is a high scoring game. I think it's a lot of fun, but give me Vandy close.
Yeah, I'm taking Vanderbilt as well. I have been saying they're my sleeper, like potential Final Four team.
Do you think this one's close, or do you like Vandy in a landslide?
Somewhere in the middle. I'm not going to say landslide, but I'm not going to say
Vandy about 10 or so.
10
Okay.
plus.
Okay.
Illinois, VCU.
God, fuck. Give me VCU.
Oh, I love that. I'm pretty chalk right now. I am going to go Illinois, but I do see a world where VCU does win this game.
I like Keaton Vogler a lot, but I think Illinois is just a little susceptible. I don't think they play quite good enough defense to get it done. And I think VCU plays awesome defense.
Houston, Texas A&M.
Houston by a lot.
Yeah, same. And as I kind of alluded to, obviously these Tavern Takes brackets are not official brackets. We are going round by round. So last year we did official brackets. This year we're going round by round. So
I like being able to change my picks because I'm wrong a lot. So
yeah.
Being able to correct my wrongs feels good.
Let's go on the other side. Arizona, Utah State. I'm going to go Arizona.
Yeah, I'm going to go Arizona too. And I think a lot of people like Utah State in this game.
Yeah, I think they had their fun in the tournament. Now it's time to play a real team, and Arizona's damn good.
I think Arizona wins by a lot, but I think a lot of people think that this is a closer game.
Your High Point Panthers over
Arkansas by a million. High Point plays some of the worst defense I've ever seen. Arkansas by a lot.
Give me your wife's favorite team in Arkansas. And
this is my wife's favorite team.
And fuck High Point. I'm not bitter though. I'm not bitter.
No, right. Of course not.
Texas, Gonzaga.
God, this is go first.
I'm going Texas.
You going Texas here?
I'm gonna go hey, and as much as I hate crediting Cole sometimes, but there's always one playing team that makes it to the Sweet 16.
This is true.
This is Texas.
Gonzaga in a close one. I think Texas is good though.
All right, Purdue does not have their opponent yet, as Mizzou, Miami are still playing. So let's go to that Michigan State St. Louis game. This one's gonna be tough. I'll go first here. Like I said with the Duke TCU game, St. Louis has, I think, all the firepower in the world to beat Michigan. Like we alluded to, I think they're gonna their speed of play is gonna be a problem for Michigan. However, I'm gonna take Michigan purely because A, experience by the coaching staff, by the players. B, I think they are just the better team overall. But I will say I don't love it.
I'm a size matters guy. And I think Michigan is way bigger. I think they're way bigger. But I'm rolling the dice here. Give me
I
St.
love it.
Louis.
I love it. I love
Give me
it.
St. Louis. I think they can outrun them.
I love that. And to be honest, I'm with you. Like I want to pick St. Louis.
It's gonna take a perfect game from St. Louis,
Correct.
where Michigan could play a B- game and still win. But I think St. Louis just throws their A plus. They just threw an A+ game. I think they can do it again.
Yeah. This one could be a fun one in the round of 32. Texas Tech versus Bama.
Love that game. Give me Bama. I love Nate Oates.
Yep. I'm a Nate Oates guy. This
I
is a
think
Nate
those are
Oates.
two very good teams, though.
Agreed. Yeah, this is a Nate Oates pod though. We have been on Nate Oates since the beginning. So
Watertown, Wisconsin, baby.
Yep. Got to roll with the guy Nate Oates. Tennessee, Virginia.
Give me Tennessee.
Same.
I think they're the better team.
They're my only dog in the fight. And but yeah, I mean, the thing with Tennessee is they're always like a Sweet 16 or bust. The problem with Rick Barnes is that like his problem is getting to the Elite Eight.
What, Purdue's the 2 seed in there, right?
Right. Yep.
I could easily see Tennessee.
No, I'm sorry. No, they're not. Iowa State is.
Iowa State is okay. They probably can't beat Iowa State, but maybe if Jeffers is hurt, maybe.
Yeah. I mean, there's a world where if he doesn't play in the Sweet 16 and the Elite Eight, maybe. But this would be the last of the games that are final. Kentucky, Iowa State.
Iowa State by 1,000,000.
Yeah, I mean,
whether Jefferson is playing or not, Iowa State by 1,000,000.
Agreed. I'm with you on that too.
Shout out Jamarian Bateman. Shout out Milan Mankiewicz, Wisconsin.
And let's see quick. Kansas game did go final. So there goes my Cal Baptist pick.
You did take Cal Baptist there.
That gives me a loss to your guys' 2 wins. So you are now officially 19-11. I am officially 20-10.
Okay.
So, since we are picking, and this is probably going to be the last pick of this pod, we'll have to just write in our picks tomorrow for the last 2 games. But who do you got between Kansas and St. John's?
Give me Kansas.
I'll be on your hateful side. I'm going to go St. John's.
Okay. I wouldn't hate a St. John's win. I just think Kansas is better.
So that still will leave 2 spots open. Michigan State still awaits the winner between that UConn Furman game and that leaves Purdue waiting the winner of the Miami Missouri game. So like said, we will probably just have to fill those out off air. But yeah, that recaps round 1 as we know it. Sawyer, anything else to talk about from round 1 that you saw?
AJ DeBostas should be the number 1 pick.
Agreed.
That's my main takeaway. He's awesome. He's so good.
My main takeaway is that life's depressing. Life's depressing as a Badger fan, you know? When you're in, you're out right away.
You did get beat by a bunch of guys who are not going to play an NBA minute.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, that sucks.
And like said, you know, to make matters worse, my wife applied to Marquette. So my life is just.
Marquette did retain their best 3 players. Royce Barham coming back, Nigel James Jr. coming back, Adrian Stevens coming back. I'm looking forward to next March when we're talking about Marquette and the Sweet 16 and beyond.
Are you looking forward to my wife being employed there?
Yeah, so much so. So much so. I can't wait till we're paying your bills, Josh. I can't wait.
Just yeah, because
can't wait for it either. He's got a little he's got a little Bucks outfit going.
yeah, hey, yeah, I like it. I like the Bucks outfit. Riker, I am so sorry you came into this world this year as a Bucks fan.
Hey, the Bucks are gonna win the lottery. We're gonna get AJ DeBonsta, and
that would be awesome. We're gonna save the honest news that just came out today.
Giannis and AJ DeBonsta are gonna be great together.
Wild. That would be awesome. Yeah, man. I don't really have much to say for round one. Honestly, I think there was quite a bit of excitement though. So far already. I think this is tooling up to be a really freaking good tournament. I really do.
One last question before we go.
Yep.
Did you think Wisconsin could make a Final Four?
I did.
I had a feeling if I were you, I think I would have too. With the Arizona in there,
I did.
You traditionally own them.
As soon as like I saw it, like that we were in Arizona's bracket, I'm like, this can't be more perfect. Like you do have to get past Arkansas, obviously tough task, right? But
good team, good player,
right? But in the tournament, you got to play good teams, right? I mean, that's just the way it is.
You have to get there playing bad teams.
And yes, it would have been the Sweet 16 rather than the Elite 8. But here's a little fun fact for you. None of this matters, but here's a little fun fact though. This is why I got kind of excited. Both those 2 years when we beat Arizona to go to the Final Four, we were in the West, and we played them in California. This year, we were in the West. And that Sweet 16 game would have been played in California.
Yeah. The stars aligned for you.
The stars aligned, and the Badgers just effed it up.
Unfortunately, Nick Boyd has a weak brain, and he couldn't stay calm.
I don't have much to say. It's just
perennial loser, Nick Boyd. Just saying, he loses a lot. Can't win big games. Wouldn't have recruited if I were you.
I could easily sit here and say, like, yeah, at least we made the tournament. But honestly, we were in and out right away. We're in the same spot now. It's just brutal.
It sucks too because Marquette's probably a top 10 team next year, and yeah, that's gonna be tough for you.
And my wife,
it'll benefit you maybe.
It might. I might be reaping the financial benefits next year. So.
Me and Riker are gonna be living large on our Marquette futures, and it'll be great.
I'm going to be living large off of my wife making money at Marquette. I don't know, man. It's weird how this circle has very much turned around on me.
Indeed.
So, but anyways, no, not much to say. Looking forward to the second round, though. Even outside of my favorite team being done, I think this tournament is lining up to be awesome.
A lot of good teams winning. Should be some really great games.
Yeah. And these good teams are exciting. So I'm very excited for what this tournament's cooking up. So, but we will talk to you when the round of 32 is over and get a Sweet 16 pod going when those stars align here. And follow us on Facebook, Spotify, X, and YouTube at Tavern Takes. Like and subscribe, share our stuff. And you know what? Follow us for more Riker content.
Yeah.
The guy.
I mean, look at him.
Look at the kid. The guy knows probably the most ball in the room here. So
he's probably seen more ball than most people.
Honestly, probably. Yeah. But yeah, like I said, we will be back after the round of 32, entering the Sweet 16. And until next time, good night.